Wow.
At least a new
Wow.
few to look forward to. Like, we're all down and
Man, your voice is terrible again
You
tonight.
sounded a bit like
You
SpongeBob. You're like
sounded
under the
terrible
water.
tonight. Voice is bad again. We're president in the back room.
how's my
Vinny!
voice?
Let's
Okay, you're
go!
good now.
Let's go!
How's
good
my
now,
voice
you're good.
bad? How's my voice bad? It's good. It's good.
Your
Are we
voice
ready,
was a little
gentlemen?
Diaz. It was a little Diaz, your
Little
voice.
Diaz.
It's a little Diaz.
Bit weak.
Okay. Are we ready? Siamo pronti?
We're ready.
Siamo pronti. Let's go.
You are listening to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Radio Rossonera and Milan fans all over the world.
Rafael Leao produces a moment of utter magic.
Che sì, e dai gol!
Teo Hernandez al volo! Teo Hernandez! Ancora lui! Una meraviglia! Ibrahimovic! Zlatan Ibrahimovic! Fuori classe assoluto!
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything Milan, episode 233 to be exact. A Milan that can't seem to score, Milan. 2 goals in 5 games, Milan. Still first, can't understand. No, we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be.
Vinny T, Stevie P, Jan, special correspondent live from location. Yes, Jan joining us once again. Gentlemen, we will have lots to talk about, but before we get into the dreadful talk, we have special guests today, right? And guys, this is 2 weeks in a row. You guys can't see him, but we have Presidente working on the background. He's trying to, he's manipulating everything. He's putting the backgrounds up. He's on no sleep, gentlemen. He's not on no sleep. But Steve, Jan, you guys are more on Twitter than me. You know him. He's been a previous guest. Let's welcome from the Laziale, Stephen K. Moore. We need to put the K in there. Stephen from the Faceless. We'll call you the Faceless guy, right? From the Twitter world. We like to call Lazio Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We're glad that you're here because they've been on the Dr. Jekyll run, playing well, but not really here to talk about Lazio. Here to talk about you. For anybody that's not on the Twitter machine, talk to a little bit. First of all, welcome for the second time. Talk to us about what do you do for the Laziale and this whole faceless NFT thing on that's taking the Twitter world by storm.
Thank you for the intro. Yeah, no, it's good to be back on again. I love the intro. It's a little bit different than last time. It's definitely good to see that update.
We
I
changed
kind
it
of felt
for
like I was
you,
watching
Steven.
a Marvel
We
one.
changed it for you.
Exactly.
We
I
changed
like
it
to
for
see
you.
it. I like to see it. Yeah, no, as you said, founder and owner of the Laziale. So it's basically what do you guys do, but solely for Lazio, one of the better teams in the league. Some team who can actually score right now. But essentially just been running that since 2018. The graphics, the articles, the editing, the social media of sorts, just everything, just trying to connect the Lazio community worldwide to provide content in English and reporting in English for the team, because obviously, as you guys may know or may not know, Lazio does one of the poorer jobs on the Italian market in Serie A with reporting on the team in English. So it's quite difficult for fans around the world to kind of get up to date in the latest news if it's not from an aggregator of sorts who covers the entire league. So that's why it was started, and that's why we're still here and still growing strong daily. So that's on the Lazio side of things. And then recently, probably 2, 3, maybe 4 months now, depending on how long I can go back into history, kind of started this new project called Faceless. The whole idea was to kind of enter the NFT realm in something whereby Serie A, NFTs weren't available or readily available at the time. So I was trying to kind of provide back to the calcio community in that extent to kind of get involved, because I know there are a few individuals who explore the crypto space, who wanted to kind of do something different. So I thought that may be a good idea, but then it kind of progressed to something whereby there's actually opportunity just to connect the culture community in a way that wasn't solely related to the NFT version side of things. So that's actually been on hold and on standby. I actually haven't really run with the whole initial idea. It's just been more so doing designs for the culture community in general. So fans of all clubs from all over. Right now, I'm just focusing on the culture community, some of the big figures, some of the big fans for each of the teams, whoever reaches out to me, kind of just connecting them that way. So I'll kind of just started off of an iPad, ordered a $15 iPad pencil, and then kind of just started going away. So first off was doing I did 30 designs of Serie A current players for their respective teams. And then I noticed—
Sorry to interrupt, Presidente. This is your cue. This is when you pop up the graphic onto the screen. So as he's talking, we could, our viewers can see. Carry on. So you start with 30 Serie A players?
Yeah, no, started with 30 Serie A players, some of the bigger names in the league, just kind of interact with the community and say, hey, this is something new, something exciting. And then from that, things kind of happened whereby I started getting requests to do personal photos. So as you can see from that graphic there, that was the first bundle of them that I did for specific teams, some of the bigger players. Milan, I think I got Ibra and Kessie right there. I was going to do more, and then that's when kind of things took a U-turn and went more towards doing faceless designs for the people who actually support the clubs instead of the players themselves, to kind of put them on a bigger frame and promote their work as well. So that's the IFTV squad, Nima, John, and Carlo.
Nima looks bad even in his NFT.
I know. You wanted me. I said, give me a picture smiling head on. He said, no, I want this one. So
this guy is always angry. Holy shit. Scott, just a question while you're talking about this. Now, we have them as NFTs there. I know not too much about NFTs, but are these NFTs that you could buy on a blockchain, or no, not yet? Or if you can talk to people about that, some people won't know what NFTs are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not going to get into that whole realm. I'm fairly new to it as well. It was more so something that I kind of got involved in due to Lazio signing a deal with Binance. And from that, I actually, as it stands, have won a meet and greet with Immobile whenever that decides to take place and within 3 to 6 months. But basically just kind of getting involved from that and then just expanding my knowledge more so into that realm. But essentially right now, these are solely just faceless designs. So use them as a profile picture, use them as a post wherever you want. Print them off, use them as stickers, whatever the case may be. Obviously, it kind of gets into a difficult spell if you really want yourself to be on the blockchain in an NFT. I can definitely do that for people. I've had some requests to do that, and that's probably something I'm going to take a look into. But obviously, if I want to buy Vinny or Steve on the blockchain, I can definitely do something of the sorts if required. So, yeah, right now just solely designs, but looking into that in the future when I have some more time.
Oh no, it's great to see something like that even though it's faceless, it's very recognizable, and even though the Ibra one looked like a bit like Ricardo Rodriguez with a nice goatee from there, but maybe we can ask Steve for a 2014-2015 starting lineup of Milan's those years of the cadavers. Maybe we can ask him for one of those there. But Jan, how about you? You've seen these on?
I've seen them. I think they're really cool. My friend Gianni was with the Calcio guys because he likes two teams. When his came out, you had the colors of Napoli and Roma in the back, and it was around Pride Week or something. I was like, Gianni, are you promoting anything? And then I realized it's because he has several teams, so he's the only one that has multiple colors in the background.
Exactly.
So that was pretty funny. But you do a good job. It's I know these guys, so I can recognize them right away. But even like Italpod over there, like once you see them, like you manage to capture everyone's essence with having your own twist. They don't. They're faceless, missing the nose, missing the eyes. So I think it's really cool. Keep it up, man.
Thank you very much.
And
this is a really interesting.
That's you, Raga.
Hey, President is in the middle.
He's in the middle, yeah.
Look at that. This is the first time I see this. This is great.
I've never seen this before.
This is a surprise for you guys.
Man, I look like Mr.
We held it down for 2 weeks.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. The Presidente pay you? Did he send you the check? It should be in the mail within.
I think he's missing a couple of zeros as well. So if you guys want to tally on to that,
equal payments, equal. Wow, thanks, man. This is quite the surprise.
Amazing.
Presidente to put himself in there, obviously.
Of course.
I know, Jan, you would have made a better one, especially with that luscious, beautiful hair of yours.
It's getting cut Friday to the
Stevie P
Okay,
for
but
Mr.
not
T.
for
after
nothing.
you get a haircut, feel free to send me over a picture, and I'll do one up for you too.
Not
Thanks.
for nothing, not for nothing. I'm gonna just say it out loud here in front of everybody live. Mine is the nicest one.
Yes.
It
You
is
do
the
like
nicest
Mr. T.
one.
You do like Mr. T.
Oh man, thank you. That's amazing.
Oh, look,
Like,
he's the nicest
no,
one.
no
Look, he's got to
worries.
put himself back over. He's putting himself over. Presidente, looking all young. But hey, Steve, honestly, this is awesome. Thank you so very much, and the best of luck. Best of luck to you with with this new endeavor of yours. And the more we promote this kind of stuff and we help each other out. Whether it be from Lazio, from Milan, anything that's Serie A related, especially in the English content, the more the merrier. Like Steve keeps on saying, right? There's no such thing as competing against each other, and it's all about sharing the love, right, Steve? And this is what a great example.
Absolutely, no, spot on there. That's kind of the goal, and yeah, I thank you guys once again for kind of having me on to chat about it.
Yeah, one more question there, because this is something that I want to know, just because of the stuff that we go through when we try to do things with Milan. Just to circle back to the Laziale, how difficult is it to get any help from Lazio to help you with your work in commentating in English? I don't want to put you in a bad spot because I know the answer. The thing here is it's a recurring thing that frustrates me because it's not me, Vinny, or Jan that's doing that work. It's Presidente doing in the background, and I know with Milan it's a struggle, and they're somewhat receptive. Can you tell us a little bit now? No Laziale is going to see this podcast, so please feel free to be honest, and just for us, right? So we get it out there, and if someone does see it, they see the struggles that you are going through to get some kind of content in English for Lazio, which if they don't do, there's someone who's doing it, and they need to pay attention to.
No, absolutely. So I've been in contact with 2 or 3 members of the organization, and kind of all ends up at the same spot, kind of a dead end. Some have been more receptive than others. Some make false promises and don't follow through. So since I've started the website, like I obviously, I just graduated last year. So one of the main things I wanted to do is try to get over to Italy for a year, stay with family. And I don't know if you guys know it, but I am Italian. I don't just support Lazio. My grandparents are from Italy as well. I'm currently at their house right now, actually doing this. So it's been a struggle with that regard, because I really wanted to get over there, meet the team, try to do something and say, hey, like we've been doing this for 4 years now. Like, let us come on and basically have the English website, basically take that over and basically run it ourselves. We could even scrap the Laziale or keep it, whatever the case may be. Just do something of the source whereby we're able to translate this content, because it's just not just myself. It is a few other people. You guys know of Jerry Mancini. He helps out a bunch with the featured posts. Apollo is my full-time writer, so he basically writes and translates every single article, or 90% of them that are coming out right now. So essentially, it's a few people that have contributed to this and deserve these shout outs as well. But it would be nice, if we could finally kind of get some sort of response. They're slowly starting to do something, but I think right now they have a partnership or some sort of deal with some company who does the posting and stuff like that. And that's why you see, if I ever tag them, or if AC Milan's official Twitter page tags them in a post, they never like it, they never retweet it, they never share it, because they just have someone in the background who's probably not even a Lazio fan, just going, okay, well, this is my work. I post this post on this day at this time, and that's it. So it's good to see that they're doing new content. Some stuff that like seemed outdated, they're finally putting, like, getting involved with like the current up-to-date trends, putting out funny posts, commenting, player nicknames and showing reels and stuff like that. Like, that's good to see. But then obviously the next step is, when you put an official announcement out, it's coming out in English and Italian. It's not just being broadcasted in Italian across the whole situation. So very difficult, but like, obviously, as you guys probably known, for a bunch of respective clubs, these people have been at the team for 20, 30, 40 years, and to change their ways for something that's been working for them for so long, unfortunately doesn't seem to
but that's the question. Case. That's the question. Has it really been working for them? No. So that's the thing that for me, anytime I go on anybody else's show or I have a chance to get someone and voice my opinion, I'm not shy to say that, and it doesn't have to be me. And I say it all the time. This is not me saying, "Oh, put Steve here or put Steve there for Milan, or put Steve in here for Lazio there." It's more, there's guys who really love it. There's guys like yourself who've been running a site. Whether you make money or not is besides the point. But going to school and doing something for a club that cannot do it in English and not even being recognized or not even being entertained is something that needs to change, or else Serie A will fail. In 5 years from now, guys, we will not be talking about Serie A.
And it's a sad state of affairs, because what do we talk about Milan going from what last year, this year, this day in Milan history, those were the only posts we were seeing. We're not just talking about Milan, we're talking about Lazio, and it's just sad because here we are, like Steve was saying, screaming and cheering Serie A on, and we want to spread the word, and you have maybe much more professional approach to the whole writing about Lazio, and it's just sad to say it's improving, but not at the speed that it should be improving.
It's not improving.
And that's why
it's better
it's
than
funny
it was a
too when
couple
they
of
get
years
like
ago, right?
It's not improving. It's not
with
good
the
enough.
random deals, like for example, like with Binance, for example, or like they joined Weibo and some other Chinese platform. It was just like, okay, it's great. You guys are, you're pushing for something different. You're pushing for change, and then it's like they just sign some random thing, and I guess it's just obviously for the funding behind it, and they do a few things, and that's it. Like it's just very weird in that sense, whereby you could do so much more. And I've heard a lot of people say, and whether the case may be, they want to just keep it in Italy central. It's just a matter of I look at a team like Milan's total social media following, and extends way past what Lazio's is. And Lazio's numbers around 2.2 to 3 million with all platforms in total. One of the lowest, and for a team that's finishing top 6 almost every year for the past 5 years, obviously there's the bad rep behind it with certain things about people calling us fascists, whatever the case may be. Obviously that's not 99% of the Lazio fan base. That's obviously the ultras and some of them like that. That's why doing things like this, posting in English, providing more information, helping fans out, that obviously increases stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, hopefully, that we don't reach to that in 5 years from now, that, even Frank saying us generations follow. How about the younger generation of today? Are they watching Serie A? No, they're not watching Serie A unless, parents like Steve or me with my nieces and little cousins, we'll try to make them watch. But when you have a league that announces a day before its official launch where they're going to be shown in Canada, or our Patreon members in Saudi Arabia knowing the day of, oh yeah, you guys are going to be on YouTube at this point, it's just sad to, whether it be Milan related, Lazio related, it's just Serie A as a goal. But let's keep up the good fight, guys, because if we're not going to do it, who else is going to do it? But Steven, thank you so very much for joining. Honestly, enjoy from all the times that I do log into Twitter. I always take a look at your stuff. But I think I asked you this last time. I'm going to ask you again. 15 years ago, who would have won in a street fight? Lotito or Berlusconi? Who's the dirty fighter in there? Who's the crazy guy?
I think Lotito. I think if you flip the switch, I think he could be the one to.
I think the more and more the years go on, we realize Lotito is he's up there. He's up there. But in closing, where can people follow you? If anybody's interested in purchasing or getting something created, how do they reach out to you on social media? Go ahead, plug yourself.
Yeah, no, username is there on screen. So that's my personal account at S_K_more. And then for faceless designs, whatever the case may be, you can reach out to me through this personal account, or you can contact us the faceless account at faceless_NFT_. Tag me or just DM me. I think the DMs are open. And then we can just talk through a design, get a picture to get your desired background, and get to work on designing it and publish it for you.
Thank you so very much, and we'll keep up the great work, and we'll see each other in a couple of weeks for one of the clashes. Hopefully it's Dr. Hyde that comes out in this game and not the Dr. Jekyll. We shall see.
We shall see.
Have yourself a good night, Tessine. Thank you.
Worries. You as well. Ciao.
Bye. Steve, if you had to make a faceless for the starting 11, there will be no face on the right hand side, correct? It would just be just a complete blank. Thank you to Steven, guys. Check him out. Great stuff there, and thank you, Presidente, for thinking of making this NFT. making a look. G already wants a shirt. He wants to buy a shirt. Made to get into a shirt. He wants to buy the NFTs already. Gentlemen, I don't know where you guys were yesterday.
First
Watching.
of all, shout
Yes.
out to Timmy. Timmy, my man, he sent me the shirt. I finally have it.
He
Number
sent you the
3.
shirt,
They should have stopped at number 3.
so it fits.
Beautiful
Everything's
shirt.
good. It is.
Fits like a glove. Hasn't fit this good in about 15 years. Love it. Thank you, Timmy. I love you.
And speaking of Patreon, to Max, thank you for joining. Sent you a message. Thank you for supporting Patreon, and stay tuned for the next therapy sessions, because as you guys saw on Sunday afternoon, most of us do need it, especially you,
Yeah,
Fabio.
there's more stuff for the housekeeping guys.
go ahead.
Go sign up for the FIFA tournament. It's enough now. Let's go. Get your money. Go sign up. Let's participate. Get your PS, whatever you need out there, and get yourself signed up for the FIFA tournament in beneficenza of Peace for Ukraine.
Presidente, you can go edit the video. Why don't you go put the link up in the comments? Not in the comments, but in the description of the video, so anybody could click during that time. I love having Presidente in the background. We could just, direct him, do this, do that.
He's kind of become the new intern.
He is the new intern. Anything else for housekeeping, Stevie P?
No, we're good.
All right.
I don't know about you, but
Jan, you know what? You start. You just start.
I don't see a number 10 on this field.
He got pushed around. He got pushed
think,
around.
You know the curse of the number 9? It just went up a number. When's the last time you had a good number 10? Seedorf.
Yep. Clarence, my boy. And they turned. What did he turn? 46. Seedorf a couple of weeks ago.
I don't know what he's. I just I was watching that game, and then I had to go leave and play hockey, and it was a good thing I left to go play hockey, because at least we won in hockey. And having to watch this team play was giving me atched, and I don't have enough brioche in the cupboard. We have to order more, because this team is giving me. I feel terrible for Giroud. He looks. You know what he looks like up front? You know, in The Walking Dead, when the people are getting mauled by the zombies, Giroud is the person being mauled by everybody, and there's no one to. He's trying to lay off the ball to the magician there, number 10. Can't get to it. Salamakers can't get to it. One of our best chances, again, came from our right back in the first half. Are you serious? Serious?
It's
team.
Salamakers gave us his first 15 minutes. We got a bit of excitement. I'm like, okay, maybe. And then all of a sudden, Leao seems like the Leao that, Steve, you were eating. You were trashing. You were very critical of him of last year. Diaz looks like he's 140 pounds wet. Tonali had a good game. And if it wasn't for Mike Mangione, Steve, I know Torino at one point, it's like, he was always in great position, but this game could have turned ugly. What are your thoughts?
They took one shot on net.
2 shots.
They had actually one clear.
Allegri and Belotti.
Just one clear chance. That's it. That's one big save. The rest was all on Mike Maignan. This is all on Milan. I'm not going with Torino. They could have won the game. They couldn't do nothing. This is another Bologna 2.0. Exactly. However else you want to watch the game, however you want to spin it, you want to make believe, you want to tell yourself this, you want to tell yourself that. This is on Milan. It's on Milan. Leao needs to wake up. Diaz needs to understand that if he wants to play. And I think that Diaz plays this game only because Benacer is not available. And that's the frustration. That's the frustration, because the January transfer window was our time to at least address some of these problem areas, and right wing was one of them. And now we live and die by Salamakers and Macias, because, again, Rebic is not available either. You can't try him on the right-hand wing. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get boring soccer, which we've played the past two games. We're going to pat ourselves in the back because we haven't let in a goal. And we're going to forget that we scored just one goal in the victories that we've had since the loss to, I think it was Udine. Guys, I'm done with the excuses. I'm really done. This has pissed me off to the extreme.
It's frustrating because you're expecting, 5 players didn't show up, and I don't want to talk about. I really don't see where people saw those were penalties. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but to me, Salamakers threw himself. Theo get your ass off the fucking floor because you're throwing. Referees know what you're doing. Referees are used to
Exactly.
you. You throw yourself, and guys,
Exactly.
am I wrong? Me, I didn't see clear penalties into those situations.
Oh, look, people are saying it was an arm on the back and a this on the thing, and it was just like, come on, we're gonna start calling penalties for that
Did
now. Are you
Giroud not do
serious?
that to Inter in the derby, and they didn't call it? It's the
Not
same
in the
fucking
same
shit.
part of the field and not in the same part of the body, so I don't get comparing the two. But at the same time, like you said, Theo, love the guy. He flops everywhere. Refs are gonna get enough of it. It's enough at some point. You're going down too easy all the time. Sometimes you cry wolf all the time. The guy's not gonna go for it. Not to say it wasn't a clear penalty for me. I know Gazzetta, they said something about Gazzetta. They like to blow smoke up everyone's ass. So I don't think it was anything to really write home about. We lost this game. We don't need a ref. We don't need a penalty. Come on, we had the quality to beat this team. It's too many. It's 2 months now. These the final third. We're looking at a bunch of patates over there. Like we're doing nothing. We're doing nothing in the final third. Too many rush chances, and then Leao the next day, a Priguera to God and everything on Twitter. But that's not going to save you, man. Stop making dumb decisions on the field.
The last two goals
It's-
scored, gentlemen, was Kalulu and Benacer from outside the box. When was the last time our attacking our attacker scored? And Steve, in the end, it's like I know there's a dip in form, but you know, what does this team need? I know we got
Quality.
we got a game Friday. It's just
Well,
thank
you
God
call
for
it.
that back four. Thank God for that back four.
It's only back two. The other two don't really do anything defensively. Let's be honest. They don't, and it's
but-
okay.
Exactly. It's okay. That's what I was going to say.
It's
It's
okay.
okay that they don't. They
But
don't
it's
have to.
it's a back two that's been working, and add Mike Magnan, who's made the save when we needed him to make a save.
And there's always Tonali or Kessie or one of the or Benacer
Yeah.
that flip back. It becomes like a 3 in the back.
We
It's
need
always one
we
of those
need
guys.
we need to figure out something in the final third, because that's where the problem is: the indecisions and the lack of making a quality decision. Which I watching the game from here, my only explanation is they're overthinking things. And when you start overthinking things in the final third, you get crosses like Leao made in the final couple of minutes, who overshot everybody. You don't have the confidence to take someone on. You make the wrong decision like Diaz did against Bremer, who's obviously 3 times his size and should have gave that ball away to Leao much, much earlier. You hold on when you're not supposed to hold on. And again, teams now have the book on Milan. If you play a low block and you make Milan try to break you down, they will not break you down. Now, it's not like we hit posts or we had these fantastic chances. It's my indigestion of the week because Pioli's starting to sound like Montella, where Pioli's post-game interview was, we had half chances and it's an important game and it's a positive
Result.
No. This is ridiculous, though. Like, guys, it's over this. Like, people need to tell these coaches that the fans who watch the game are not stupid. We're not dumb anymore. We're not seeing things 2 days later like they did in the olden days. In the olden days, you were either watching the game live or you saw it 2 days later or at night at Novantesimo Minuto, and it was only the highlights. And they showed you whatever they showed you of the game. We now see things right away, instantly. And if you can't be honest with us, and I get the whole psychology of it, people will call you out. And I'm calling him out. That's not a positive result. Bologna is a negative result.
Why did you have to
Torino
say
is a negative
Montella?
result. And because of this, we could potentially be 1 point down instead of points up. And let's forget about the other ones where we shot the bed against the other teams that we were supposed to make points on. We let Juventini back in the door at 4th place. Like, this is ridiculous. And I know, and I keep on hearing the same old thing. Yeah, but we're overachieving. We know we're overachieving. If you don't know that we're overachieving, Jesus Christ, which Milan have you been watching for the past couple of years? It's not the fucking point of overachieving. If you overachieve and you make it to a point where you have the lead and you control your own destiny, you find a fucking way to score goals.
Italy during the Euros. Perfect
has
example.
nothing to do with Italy. It's
No, I'm
completely
saying-
the opposite.
no, I'm
It's,
saying-
no, it's completely wrong. It's
Did we not
completely wrong.
overachieve in the Euros?
It's no, we're the fucking European champions. It's completely different. That makes no sense what you're saying. This
All right.
is a 38 game season. It's a marathon. The Euro is a short, compact tournament. Anything can happen. You have 38 games. You're going to have dips. You're going to have ups. You're going to have downs. But there's no down. We did it to ourselves. We needed a right wing. We didn't get a right wing. We needed a cam. We didn't get a cam. So let's face it. We're overachieving. We know that. But now that you're overachieving, could you fucking just close the deal? Close the fucking deal. This is ridiculous. We're going to hand them the second star. Does Milan understand that? I get the whole money ball. I get the whole thing. But we're handing them the second star. You're going to have to watch Inter play next year with 2 stars on their jersey because we shot the fucking bed against Bologna and Torino. Fuck.
6 games remaining. It's going to go down to the wire. Let's go before I go to the next slide. Do we want to do tops and flops? Because obviously flops would be most of the players, but do you want to do tops and flops, guys?
Tops and flops.
Tops and flops. I'm gonna go with Tomori for me. Other than that one little mistake against Belotti, and he recovered very, very well. And Magna. Those are the tops for me. For flops, honestly, I'm debating between Salamakers and Diaz. I'm gonna have to go with Diaz on this one because there's not even an explanation. Just being manhandled across the pitch. Jan, how about you? Top and flop?
Flop is Diaz for sure. Flop. It's the first time he starts in I don't know how many games. It was his chance to solidify himself against, let's be real, not the best of opponents. They don't let a lot of goals, but they always let in a goal. I don't see a Torino getting a lot of shutouts, but they don't let in a lot of goals. But they always let in a goal. You can ask Dom from our Fantacalcio. Torino always lets in a goal. And top, obviously, Magna. When you have a shutout, who else are you going to give it to?
Stevie P.
Magna is the top. Flop, consistently right wing. I don't care about that anymore. I don't even care about Diaz anymore. I'm at that point. My flop is to someone who should be performing, and that's Leao. It's totally unacceptable to have a dip in form like this. You qualified for the World Cup. You should be on a high. You had a fantastic season up until now. You need to start watching some tape and seeing how people are defending you, or they're putting 2-3 people on you, and try to start figuring out a way to get other people involved without overshooting people and overthinking in the final third. That's obviously that. And I'm going to say something now. I think we would be in a better position right now if we had Hakan Çalhanoğlu instead of Diaz.
I can't argue with that actually right now.
In the long run, I don't.
In the long run, no. And not in the. I say right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Well, I mean, he had 6 good games. It's not like he's been great all season.
We could have probably
mostly it's because he's playing next to Brozovic that he looks a lot better. So I don't think with this team would have been.
But Diaz, put him up. What did Diaz give us? Four
Diaz
games?
gave us about 6 games too earlier in the season. Then he got COVID, and he's been a total ass. But I think what Steve said earlier, Benacer's not hurt. You have Kessie playing up in the cam role, and everything's a lot better because Kessie's better than both of them at the cam role. And it's not even his natural position.
That's looking at these upcoming games. I think it's very fair to say that those the Lazio and the Fiorentina games. You got Genoa at home. I know one game at a time. Inter went through their 8 points in 8 games. They got Spezia coming up, Roma, Udinese. There's no such thing as an easy game. Gentlemen, it's going to go down to the wire. When are they playing Bologna? On the 28th of April, I believe, Inter? I don't know if you guys have that on the comments there, but
I didn't get the pigeon from Serie A to give me the updates on that, so I don't know when the next.
I believe it's the 28th, but it's our Scudetto. It's our Scudetto to lose. Even the Inter. I don't
right
know.
now, it's not even ours. Right now, it's not even ours.
No, we had the easy games already.
Yeah, we had to get. Right now, it's not even ours.
I mean, besides Genoa, who's fighting for their lives and should still be easy, the other ones are not that easy. I mean, even though we've shown up against Lazio and played very well against them the last year and a half, 2 years, not going to be easy. Fiorentina, not going to be easy. Simeone, not going to be easy at Verona. Atalanta, even though they're shit, not going to be easy. And Sassuolo's always a pain in the ass for us. So we did it to ourselves. It's going to be a squeaky bum time for the rest of the games.
So let me finish off by asking you guys this, looking at this. Is this race going to the final game?
No.
I hope it does, but the way it's... I mean, look, we're just going to go by what's been happening recently. It's Inter's to lose at this point, even if they're that 1 point behind. Let's be honest. Look at the schedule. Napoli's showing true form again, like they always do. Shot the bed. And Milan's following suit. Living up to play the second fiddle again this year. I don't know.
I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna go down to the wire. That's what I
hope
predict.
so.
And
I hope so.
Look at me. When I went to how am I with predictions? You see, we got into the group therapy session. I'm like, look at this guy, Salernitana. What if they beat Roma? They're gonna be competing for La Salvezza. Ping, pang, pum, 2-1 Roma. So, these I am the mush. Anything in closing before we go to the next slide, guys? I think we're good. So, let's try to change a bit of subject. Let's look at Serie A. Guys, looking these ones: Bologna, Sampdoria, Genoa, Lazio. You want to talk about Genoa, Lazio? I watched this game, most of it. No surprises here. Genoa is definitely going to go for this relegation. Lazio looking good. I don't know if you guys caught it, Steve.
Ciro Immobile decides to score only when it's against Genoa.
There you go.
3
Cheeto
goals.
just like
Cheeto
just he loves to give ammunition to the haters.
Yeah.
I love how Inter played 2 games, Sonny. We gotta start double checking. So the Inter Verona,
Inter with the Juve logo.
buddy.
Inter with the Juve logo.
Conspiracies.
I think Sonny's just trying to go fuck you to both of them in one shot.
I like it, Sonny. I like it. Looking at the Inter Verona game, this was no surprise. I know everybody was like, "Oh, what if they lose points to Verona?" They weren't going to lose points to Verona. Did you watch this one, Steve?
Yeah, I
What'd you think?
disagree. I disagree with you. Verona is supposed to be a tough competitor for them. I think they're compact, and I think Inter just played their best game of the second half of the season. That's all. That's why it's 2-0. They're obviously the best team in Serie A.
And their MVP is back. Brozovic is back, so that changes it.
I just found maybe Verona at home, a different play, but Inter, I wasn't, maybe against Spezia, there's a bit of that hope next week, but we shall see. So that makes them 2 points behind with 1 game in hand. Cagliari versus Inter version 2.0. Juve coming up with the 2 goals on this one. Cagliari, I believe they scored very late, guys, but getting the job done, Juve, right, Steve?
Cagliari took the lead 1-0.
Sorry,
it was 1-0 for them.
Cagliari took the lead 1-0. Juve should have tied it up. They got robbed the goal, and then Vlahovic got on the score sheet.
I don't understand how that was a handball. And
this is terrible.
But they checked on the VAR, right? I remember
that's what's even more perplexing. How the hell is that a handball?
Apparently, it's a rule.
It touched it on.
It cannot go in. It cannot go in. It cannot be a goal if it touches the hand or the arm.
But I know, but the guy, he compacted. He looked like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle over there.
I agree.
He was in a shell and everything.
I agree, but that's the rule. I disagree with the rule. I think that should have been a goal, and I'm not a Juventino at all, so I'll face up to it, and I think that should have been a goal. But Cagliari is just terrible. Even at 1-0, they're horrible. They were managing to. Juve was managing to screw themselves over with not being able to play Vlahovic in any dangerous position, and then once he got even in a semi-dangerous position, he was able to put something in right at the end of the half there. So,
let's say, I mean, you see what a guy is like a player like Dybala that I know he's busted and he's asking for too much fucking money and all that stuff. But that pass that he made, if Diaz can make one of those, you know that Giroud can score it. Yeah. Giroud's an older version of a great striker, but you know that if you get a guy like Giroud, a pass like that, one would have gone in on that scrap goalie from Torino. One, no. Couldn't do it.
Juve getting it done. Looking at sorry, this is for Liban Youssef. Roma Salernitana was actually an entertaining game. A goal in the first half from a great set piece. Then Roma it looked like is the Roma catching up to be like the Roma that we know. But hey, they got the job done. Because what I was thinking about, guys, is that if Salernitana was going to win, they would have been a 19. Cagliari would have been a 22. Venezia would have been a 22. And Genoa, no, sorry, or Cagliari at 25. So it would have been a nice battle for La Salvezza. But no, Roma comes through. Steve, did you watch this one?
Yeah. Look, Roma needed to get the points. This is after what happened midweek in Europe there, where they got booted out again. I think they had to show.
They have a second leg. They have the second leg.
They still have a second leg, so they're still not booted out. I was jumping to it.
Bodo Glimt. I tweeted, is a Salernitana the way you say Bodo Glimt in Italian.
Yeah.
So
but once they get over that, I think they had to make some kind of statement. I don't think they started off making a statement, but I think coming back and getting full points, it eased some of their fan base. And I think they'll pass against Bodo Glimt back home, because throwing snowballs at Tammy Abraham is not a good idea.
You see, they're training at the Lazio training ground, Bodo Glimt, this week, leading up to their clash. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
They're getting into the into the essence of going against Roma. Venezia Udinese, did not watch this one here, guys. I don't know if you wanted to
left
touch base
Becao on the bench, 16.5 points on the bench in Fantacalcio. This guy's been he's been playing.
This is what we talk about these games for your
No, but he's an underrated center back. The guy can put him in. He's pretty good. Name to remember. Becao is not bad. Yeah.
Steve, how about your Fantacalcio and Sassuolo Atalanta? Did anything come through good for you in this one?
No, the only player that I have is Ilicic from Atalanta, but he's out.
Sassuolo, I don't know if I call it surprising, guys, but seems like what we're reading. But Sassuolo got the job done, and Atalanta is the fairy tale. Throughout this season, it just looks like the inconsistency. But are we
dance,
to see
dance, baby, dance?
And is the Atalanta of the years past? Are they coming back, Steve? Do you think?
Yeah, they're coming back the second last week of the season to play Milan. That's exactly what's going to happen.
They're gonna print out an Excel sheet and hang it in their trophy case, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Atalanta's so cool."
Yeah, this week I played Jan in Fantacalcio. He destroyed me, because he also has a Bologna guy who destroyed with 15 points. Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine I had Becao. It would have been a real beating.
Yeah.
Then to the other, I guess, surprise of the week. I watched this one, and I was not expecting this whatsoever. Napoli losing at home 3-2 to Fiorentina. Gentlemen, your thoughts on this game? It just seemed like, I don't know, it we were talking at the bar with Ralib and Bizak, and it's saying they had a bit of resemblance from the Milan game, that Napoli, going at it for those 15-20 minutes, and just Fiorentina just containing, and it's like, we're gonna have our chances, and Napoli could just not recover, and Fiorentina deservingly winning this game. Yeah, let me start with you. What did you think of this game?
I think you nailed the nail on the head there. Napoli was attacking. They had chances to really take a lead in this game, to put some dominance in this game. They didn't go in for whatever reasons. Some missed passes, some bad judgments on their part. I know that the Napoli Twitter is crucifying Lozano, Politano, all these guys. Okay, that's fine. But Fiorentina, ever since I guess it's January or something, they've been a real team to be to reckon with. I think getting rid of Vlahovic has kind of put a lit of fire underneath this team, like they're trying to prove something. And Cabral is a very good striker that they got with the money. He's gonna be very good for them. And Italiano is he's
doing his job.
He's a great coach. I'm worried that he's gonna be taking over for Allegri in a year or two at Juve, because he has. It looks like they can benefit from a modern coach like that, but I'm not looking forward to playing Fiorentina. That's why I didn't laugh at Napoli Twitter, because in a few weeks we're gonna have to play them, and it's not gonna be pretty if this is what's gonna happen.
There's one big difference between Milan and Napoli. Is Milan have shut the door. Napoli throughout the whole year have not shut the door.
That's true, and it's remarkable.
They can say that they have the best. He's probably one of the best center backs that they have. He just has absolutely no one around him to shut the door. And Ospina has been terrible. Okay, a lot of the goals against Fiorentina were really not ones that he was going to save. The Cabral one too. There's not a
Oh,
lot of
what a
keepers who get
shot!
to that.
What a shot!
But Fiorentina took advantage of their chances, and Napoli didn't. They had Mertens on a header. He came on, he did score. That changed it for them as well. But they had Mertens on a header at the back post, and he completely missed it. They had Oshiman on a goal on a cross that came in. He was onside. He was going to be onside. He completely missed that too. Ended up scoring a fantastic striker goal, which is exactly what Milan needed. Exactly someone like that is what Milan needs to be the future of the striking partnership, solo, whatever you want, is someone like him, someone who can create on his own, someone who can take down a ball like that and fire it home consistently. Again, if he stays healthy this year, I think he would have been up there in the Capocannoniere race. If not, he would have been the Capocannoniere.
Guys, I don't want to alarm anybody, but Presidente has left the building. I repeat, Presidente has left the building. We are all alone. We could do
Did he
whatever we
submit
want.
his hours before leaving? Because we have
Of
to
course he
validate
did.
them after. Okay.
Guys, you know what? Screw the top four. Let's talk. I want to ask you guys 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right? Looking at these, Fiorentina, Atalanta both having a game in hand. You're looking at 6 points of difference. Do you see any surprises? Let me start with you, Jan. Do you see anything scripting between Roma, Lazio, Fiorentina? Or do you think Roma has the possibility of jumping to fourth? I don't see Juventus dropping so many points in 6 games to let Roma. No. So from
I
5 to
honestly
8,
hope. I hope Roma drops to 7th and Fiorentina goes into the Europa League spot or the. Yeah, I'd like to see Fiorentina back. Lazio too. I think with Sadi there and Romagnoli going there too, it's going to give them a better complexion next year. Roma, for me, I think they're not deserved of one of those spots. Not yet, anyway. So they're on their way. They have some good young players, but to me, I think to represent Italy, if people are all about those coefficients, you're gonna have a better chance with Lazio and Fiorentina than with Roma.
Steve, how about you from 5 to 8? Do you see anybody switching in there? It's going to be an exciting, at least, placement in there, no?
I'll be very honest. I'm not paying attention to 5 to 7. Really,
I just
my
didn't want to talk about
concentration
top
is
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's what everybody wants to know. 5, 6, 7, 8,
Well,
9,
we
10.
talk about it every week. So what are you predicting for top 4? Is going to stay the same?
I have no idea.
None of us have any ideas.
I have no idea.
For Salvezza, it just looks like it's going to stay as is. We do want Calgary. You know what? Venezia, put up a win there.
My father just sent me the Venezia jersey from Italy. I got the away one. It's very nice. Very nice jersey, by the way. You have to get me extra large because it's Kappa, so it's very nice. It fits. But yeah, like I said last week, Cagliari, let's get them down to Serie B. Ciao, ciao, Cagliari.
All right. So, guys, we just got, because, the way the team goes, the way the questions go. So not very much Patreon, not very much on Twitter, but let's go ahead with Fabio first on Patreon. Hey, boys, just so disappointed in another goalless performance. I can't help but feel anger towards management for not being serious about pushing for championship this past winter window. I always want to believe in there is still hope. It just kills me that we have become the Napoli, Lazio, Roma team this season that can't take the next step, while Juve and Inter were struggling, and now we have open the door for Inter's second star. Are you feeling the same sense of dread I have now? All the best as always for Milan. And Vinny, thank you for always offering us support through therapy. Fabio, I think Steve answered that one. If you're feeling the, you're taking the words out of his mouth, saying like, "Open the door, the second star." Anything to add to Fabio's comments? They feel exactly they feel exactly like you. I think we've said it throughout this whole podcast. And yes, Fabio, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure that when you're trying to pump us up and live from your garage because you're making too much noise for your wife. We have Gio. Keep up the great work, guys. Disappointed once again in the team performance. Question: why doesn't the management think that our right wing position is the priority position we need to fill in the summer? All I'm hearing is links to center backs and midfield. And if Sassuolo don't take 50 mil for Berardi, then we won't sign him. P.S. Leao, I don't want to sign the same contract as Theo. You and your sneaky agent can pack your bags. I will be happily take 80, 90 million from PSG. It's true, right? Why do we just keep on hearing about center backs and midfielders you do hear about a right wing here and there. But Steve, what do you think we don't hear about that at all?
It's because no one knows. It's easy
Like,
to
Very
make
good.
a rumor about people that you've been linked to in previous times or whatever gets out, but it can't be that. Well, now it's a bit on them, right? They decided that Salzmaker and Messias were the answer, and obviously they shot themselves in the foot. It's the same thing like Mandzukic, right? We gambled on Mandzukic. We didn't have a striker, and we suffered for quite a bit of time, not being able to get any goals from anybody else. And now you did the same thing at right wing. It's 2 years I've been saying it. I'm not shy to say it. This is on management. They had to address it. And the other thing is your cam that you signed, you left them out on loan at Bordeaux, and you were not able to include or force them to give him back to you in January. So you're stuck with shit because you're not gonna go buy someone else. You're gonna try him. It's again, you're not hearing right wing because they don't want to talk about the right wing. For them right now, it's what they decided to. Center back was always something that they needed, and in the midfield, we knew we were losing Frank Kessie. It's easy to make up rumors on that, but you're not going to hear anything from the right wing for a while.
Derek says sometimes the best ability a player can have is availability. By the way, Derek, thank you for always keeping us posted on injuries, what kind of porpaccio, what they need to work out. Always insightful, and all the. I think you're part of all the Milan WhatsApp groups. Too often this season we saw players miss time because of injury. What would you change to improve this next season? One suggestion would be a new pitch at our training grounds. Thoughts? That's always a good suggestion, like maybe the pitching ground. But do you think it's become that they're playing too many games, guys? I know there was a very short.
I think it's partially that, too many games, but also we don't have the personnel to rotate. We do have another cam on the bench. Is Daniel Maldini ever going to get some playing time? Exactly. So that's the problem when you have bench guys that are occupying bench roles but can't play like a bench role like at a Man City or Liverpool or all these other big clubs. Of course, guys are going to get injured because you have to run them into the ground. He's already doing that. We don't have the personnel. You got Swiss Army knife Krunic that you can put him a bit everywhere for 15 minutes at a time, or else it's a bit of a problem. But
you see,
we don't have the guys to rotate.
But you know what, though? It's a good point because it's unfair. I see people, oh, man, we're going to put in Krunic. You have no one else. You have no one else. And he's not the player that you signed to bring on when you need a goal.
He's not the player for our anger. You're not supposed to get angry at a guy like that.
Exactly.
He's just doing his job.
He's just there to do his job. So that's the thing that pisses me off on Milan Twitter when you see, oh, we put in Krunic. He has no one else. He has no trust in Daniel Maldini. And that's another thing that I have with management. You decided to keep Daniele Maldini because of his name. Let's face it. Let's be honest with each other. At the beginning of the year, Steve said, and I agreed with Gio, Pobega needed to stay. You had no reason to bring in Minestra Riscaldata Bakayokoko because he has not played. That would have been a perfect example of, hey, you know what? Let's try to use these four guys in different positions because Kessie needs to play cam and you can rotate three guys and he was going to get playing time because Kessie went to the AFCON, so did Benacer. And we're lucky Benacer got eliminated in the group stage because we're going to lose him for longer and he was going to be more tired. So this is, again, little things that, I'm not Monday morning quarterback. You go back into the episodes. These are things that I said at the beginning of the year and I got shit for them. Now they're coming to fruition because it's a marathon. It's not a race, the Campeonato. And you need all your weapons. And we have no weapons. We lost Ibra again, guys. And that's again and again on management.
Is it official? He's out for good.
Well, he's not gonna play. Even if he plays, the 10 minutes is not what's gonna get him a goal or not.
Derek had wrote that thing in the chat about the injury that he had, and it's I started thinking about the times that I've seen him come on the field, and he's absolutely right. It's like you notice he doesn't want to put too much of a strike. Even when he shoots, he's easing up his body right away. It's not the same power that he's putting into it. He's not able to give that little. He wasn't the fastest player, but he's very cautious on that leg. And a guy like Ibra can't play like that. The guy, he's probably coming to terms with the fact that it's, and it's hard for a player like that to come to terms with the fact that it's potentially over your career. Maybe not over completely. I can see him still playing in a Saudi Arabian league and making money, but in a top league or in a league where there's a lot of competition and it's tough, tactics, poor guy, I don't think he can do it anymore.
Yeah.
I hope he proves me wrong.
And management decided to go and gamble again with the youngster who was convocato, but we don't have enough trust to play him. So again, you did not go address that, and you gambled on the 40-year-old, and you lost again, which we lost again last year. And we didn't only gamble on one 40-year-old. Mandzukic, who knows how old he was maybe not 40, but in the body of a 40-year-old. So now it's starting to be a little bit frustrating that you need to spend some money, and I'm not saying you have to break the bank on everybody. But when your window is open and you don't take the opportunities to go into that window and buy, and I'm not saying buy for the sake of buying. I've seen that post too. No one said buy for the sake of buying. But like, use your imagination. You could have found someone else that we could have plopped in here for a year. Not even, no signing for a long-term contract, but for half a season even. Rent. They do it in North American sports too. Rent. You win the fucking Scudetto, throw them out.
And not taking anything away from what Ibra brought to the team, the mentality, and just like, that love of Milan. But he gave us that the first time he came. He gave us great goals. But now, as you guys can see, and we love you, Ibra, but we cannot, go through another Scudetto run with Ibra and Giroud as our main strikers. It just doesn't make any sense. But again, reiterating is we're not taking anything away what he was able to bring to the table, just mentally, especially for all these kids. And if people are making fun of,
we're not taking away nothing. We're being honest, and we're saying that the management,
it's about the gameplay. Yeah,
the management didn't have the balls.
That's true. And if you guys telling me there's some Krunic hate, has Krunic ever not done his job? Has he ever cost us a game? Has he ever done? Yeah, I love Krunic. He's a jack of all trades, like you said, but he's not a guy that's gonna be a top sub like in a Champions League squad.
He scored that one bended like Beckham goal last year. Remember he had that 1 week
against Verona when we were missing half the team.
Yeah, and look, I think a guy like that should get a bit more praise, just because he's there and he does his job and he doesn't muck it up for anybody else. He keeps his head down and he just does what's asked of him. Kind of like Barini was doing. I think he's a bit better than Barini. Sorry, Vinny, but in that same style,
But
all right,
you understand that's not where we're gonna lose the Scudetto, right? It's not because of Krunic.
No.
It's what we've said.
It's not these guys. These are not. These are supposed to be your third and fourth choice guys. The fact is, we don't have that second choice guy, and in some cases, we don't have that first choice guy. And, maybe the reality of the situation is that Elliot just doesn't view this team as a Scudetto winning team, and they can't say that publicly. But they probably have another timeline in their office that they're looking at, and they're like, okay, we're in year 2, and we're not going to be a Scudetto team until year 4, so we're not going to invest that money until year 3. It's the only logical explanation I can come up with, because why wouldn't you want to make your product worth more by making them win a title now? They have to be seeing something that it's impossible that they're not in on a right wing. Like Steve said, we just don't know who. But something's not working out. Something hasn't happened.
So the thing with the right wing is that whole soap opera with Favre there, where we wanted Favre from Brest and we didn't negotiate properly, and they took it bad and ended up keeping him, and then he ended up going again to the French league. So maybe yes, they were gonna go get that right wing, and I think he was gonna be much better than what we have now. It was gonna take some time to adapt, and I was willing to save that. But then at a certain point now, Jan, we're like, come on. Now you're gonna look for someone who's played in Serie A, who has some experience, and I don't know. Is the answer Berardi? I don't know. For me,
Not of that price tag.
Exactly. It's the price that throws me off. Am I a Berardi fan? Yes. Would he fit in perfectly on that right wing? I think so because he gives a lot. And he's played. A lot of people are going to say, "Oh, but he hasn't played in, he hasn't played in big games." He's also played with Sassuolo, and unfortunately, they don't play those big quality games. But if you don't give that guy the opportunity to change it up a bit and to play these big games, how are we going to know how he's going to perform? And don't say the Italy Macedonia thing. That is just
A one-off.
not even a one-off. It's just something that happens. It happens to everybody. Unfortunately, it happens mostly to Italian players. After we win something, they forget how to play and don't know how to qualify.
And first player in Europe to have 10 goals and 10 assists, right? Double digits. Berardi was the first one there. And at doing it in a league like Italy. So on Twitter, we only have one. Steve, I like it. At Ciro Sonero. What is Steve's honest, unfiltered opinion on Rafael Leao after 3 years into his Milan career?
Unfortunately, I'm disappointed. Because if you take the 3 years of Leao, we gave pass year 1 where we were not really expecting too much. Year 2 last year, whether people want to hear it or not, was a letdown. Half a season this year. I'm giving him half a season. It might be a bit more, might be a bit less. We saw the talent that's there. But the consistency and the overall knowledge of the game has not progressed to what I think it can progress. And it has to be a little bit on the player. And I've mentioned it a couple of times. At the beginning of the year, they were leaving him alone. He was able to take on a player or two and be dangerous. Serie A is a very smart league. From all the way down to the bottom, all the way up to the top, people will study you, people will adapt, and people will find a way to make you not as dangerous as you were before. And they've done that. And it's up to the player. And the best players have found a way to become dangerous and get other people involved and make their teammates more dangerous. And it's not all on Leao. I have to give you that. Because once your cam is not dangerous, once your right wing is not dangerous,
You're trying to do everything yourself.
they dare you. They want Milan to play on the right-hand side. And I said it. Guys, again, it's things that it's just watching the game you see. They want Milan to play from the right-hand side because they know they can be dangerous.
Yeah.
They don't. Milan wants to play on the left-hand side because they know they can be dangerous. So the teams adjust. And now they've adjusted where Milan looks like the Milan we were supposed to be. A one-legged, I don't even know what animal we are, but we're one-legged.
One-legged. Oh man, guys, you know what? That was it. And again, I'm looking at all the notifications. All the notifications are not for questions. All about the faceless NFT. Thank you if you guys are on video. Check out at the beginning. Steven from La Salle came on. Great stuff. Thank you for the surprise for our faceless NFTs. Let's end. Did you guys even want to? Did you even have any brioche of the week? Because I didn't have any brioche. So I was trying to think of anything that happened, but obviously indigestion's got to be like last week. This Milan team, salad makers, guys. Anything? Because I just want to end with some busted tweets and have a laugh because it's been a depressing couple of days.
There's one brioche for me, and it's not Milan related. It's I'm gonna tip my hat to the Lazio fans who gave a standing ovation to Callejon when he came on for Fiorentina. That's pretty classy.
Yeah.
And they were losing the game.
Yeah. Anything you? Did you like the brioche of Mark Maguire from Manchester United calling a handball on his own player?
Harry Maguire, no. I thought my brioche, but it's at the expense of these. There's a family, I guess it's a father and two sons, or they were watching they were watching the Napoli game,
that was
and
awesome.
the three different types of reactions. You have the father nervously playing with the zip up, and he's mumbling in Napoletano. The middle son is like trying to break a chair, and then the younger kid, it takes him like 45 seconds to realize that everyone's mad, and then he starts trying to smash his chair. It was just it was the true passion of the game that was just exhibited in one video. And I feel for those fans. They've had good teams over the years. So good.
I was more
It's so
laughing.
good.
I wasn't making
It's
fun
so
of it.
good. Jerry Mancini retweeted it. It's like when you find out that they ordered pineapple on your pizza, and it's just the freaking.
And
So that was my
that
Brioschi to
wasn't
see it.
making fun of Napoli fans. It was
No,
just,
but
like,
it's just
with them, 'cause
you see it.
we
Like,
would do the all same thing, right?
it's the beauty of seeing like it's a family. They're watching it together, and like 3 generations of frustrations of a Napoli squad. So it's just one day they'll win something of importance. I'm pretty sure they have to, but it's just unfortunate that they lost. I mean, it opens up the race a little bit, made our tie feel a bit less
Harmful.
harm. Yeah. So, but anyway, we'll see. It's still a long 6 games. Anything can happen, but anyway, we'll see how it goes.
All right, so Jan, I know that you've been working hard this week to scavenge.
Too many rational tweets this week. Everybody was pretty rational, but there's always
Guys,
the usual cast
please,
of
let
busteds.
us know. Send it to us by Twitter using the hashtag #BustedCalcio tweets. Sometimes we need your help, But let's have
Send
a
it
look.
to presidentes@aol.com email address, please. He still has it running. It still works.
You think he has for sure he has a Hotmail.
AOL for sure. He still has the disk.
MSN. He's still on MSN Messenger.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got as a busted calcio tweet number 1? At the Juventino, the Serie A season is witnessing the lowest level of quality at the top of Serie A since Milan's last Scudetto, in my opinion. I think it's better for the league if Juve completely dominates while being at a high level than the shambles of a competition happening this season. Please, guys, help me.
I don't know. What do
I
you
was
think
like,
that
help
Juve
me
did
understand.
during those 9 years? What did they do besides lose Champions League finals and squander away some good careers of some players? I don't understand what he thought it brought to the league, having one team dominate while the other ones were barely paying the rent. What does
Serie
that
A
make?
was better when Juventus was at our top.
And I still think last time Milan won that Scudetto, I think the other teams were a lot better than they are right now. I just look at Milan's squad that they had back then. You had the Vecchi Sanidori, but you had some really good players on that team. Same with Juve. Well, Juve not so much, but Roma, Napoli, and Inter were all good squads. So I think this guy just probably started his Twitter account about 7 years ago, and he doesn't know what happened before that, so he's just talking out of his culo.
Steve, anything to add to this busted one?
It's half right in terms of the quality is not the best of the first.
Definitely.
Yes.
It's half right.
I'll
I'll give him that much. But again, in typical Juventine fashion, it's all about them. They love when they win their Scudettos. They can party. They don't care about the league. And this is where he's false. At that point, all the destruction that Juve has caused to the Serie A, which we will never hear of, and which intelligent people will tell you about, where they've purchased because they can all the Italian youth that we long for, and loaned them out to Genoas and left them there to rot, and then sold them to Udinese for 10 times the price. We're failing to remember that, the Juventino, right? So if you think that's good for the league, honestly, I have nothing else to say, but this is ridiculous.
Maybe the Juve guys should have their own group therapy session. They need it as much as we do.
They don't need a group therapy session. They need a session.
They have to stop filleting themselves on
Yes,
Twitter.
a
That's what they
session
have
for
to stop doing.
themselves.
Just a session for themselves. Number 2 on the list this week, we have at Juji. It's very small here. Biggest Champions League robbery ever. Juventus destroying Real Madrid 3-0 in Bernabeu, and referee gives this penalty to save Ronaldo's PRs per league.
It was the anniversary this week of the greatest robbery ever to happen in professional sports, according to Juventini around the world. Even though this was a clear penalty, and I don't care what anyone's going to tell me, when Benassia is jumping on some guy's back in the box, that's a penalty, okay? I just still find it funny that they go on about bad refereeing calls when there's like a book. There's probably you can buy a dictionary, like an encyclopedia set of all the bad refereeing calls that went Juve's way throughout their 100-and-something year career. So please stop, spare me this. If your team was any good, they would have won the first leg.
Steve, you gotta. You know what? A lot of people will say Milanistas live in the past. We're trying to stay away from that past, but some Milanistas like
Juventini live in an alternate reality of the past. Yeah. That's what they live. Like they're in the multiverse of soccer.
Doctor Strange there with the multiverse.
Yeah. Agnelli's Lapo's Doctor Strange over there, all his funky shirts walking around.
Did you ever see that? It was in a parallel universe. Juventus just won their 33rd Scudetto and handed back two of them because they didn't feel right about it in the parallel universe. Oh man. But this is a good one. What do we have as number three? Number three, Chris DeSantis can't spell Napoli without the bottle.
Listen, Chris, you're a Roma fan. Sometimes I don't agree with all the things you tweet. Sometimes you tweet some very good stuff. If you're gonna make a joke like this, can't spell Napoli without bottle. Bottle. There's like
What is he referring to?
he was trying to make a joke. You would be like, can't spell Napoli without pain, because the word pain would be made up of letters in the word Napoli.
Yeah.
That's how jokes are done, Chris. You should just stick to tweeting about Mourinho sexuals and all the other things you tweet about, because this was just a fail from the beginning. And Art Morelli actually quote tweeted it and roasted him a good one, because who still praises losing a semi-final against Liverpool as the greatest achievement for a club? Just stop, Chris. Stop. Don't make fun of Napoli fans. They've accomplished more than Roma has in the last couple of years. Just leave them alone, okay?
Steve, and to add to this one.
Nope.
Nope. And last but not least, number 4. At J Black Gianni, everybody talking about who should be the next captain, but nobody mentions Locatelli, a player who literally puts his body on the line and bleeds for Juventus in the derby. One day, Locatelli will follow in the footsteps of Chiellini and make a great captain for Juventus. J Club, you know who wouldn't make a great captain for Juventus? Somebody that when he signs for Milan says, as a kid, I always dreamed of playing for Milan. And then when he goes to sign for Juventus, as a kid, I always dreamed to play for Juventus.
But you see, Chiellini grew up a Milanista and was in love with Paolo Maldini and got cut, I believe, from a youth squad for Milan and ended up not playing for Milan at the youth level. So I could be onto something over here where you have to take disgruntled Milan fans to make a good captain, but I think Gianni over here is just happy that he makes a lot of edits. He makes a lot of edits, and like Locatelli retweeted the edit, but it's one game that he played with a headband on. Like, are we gonna really put him in the same category as Chiellini? I think there's better players on that team. I think De Ligt is a more natural captain if he sticks around than Locatelli. Locatelli, weak mentality, had to leave Milan because he didn't want to play up against Lucas, who was the guy?
Biglia.
Lucas Biglia, that's it, yes. So,
how much did we pay for Biglia, guys?
Too much money. I think it was enough McDonald's for 2 years for Lotito over there. 20-something million.
Wow.
What a robbery.
Steve, how about you? Anything on this one?
Look, again, it's just because he got hit in the head with a high boot by Lautaro, and he had to put on the same headband that Chiellini has put on there. But he has a lot of work to do to become captain material. That's for sure. There's
Especially
a lot of
a club like Juve.
Yeah, and if you go in the pecking order there, for me, it's not even the lit there. I think like someone. It's not a popular opinion. He just comes up big for them all the time. You might as well put a captain ban on it. But someone like Cuadrado deserves.
Yeah,
something
that's
like
true. That's a good shout. Cuadrado's been excellent for them. I've never been a big Cuadrado believer, but he's got me eating my words. The guy's been great this year.
He crosses them in, and somehow he finds.
But he plays. He's right. Steve's right. He plays with a passion for them that you don't see. Not even with Dybala. You see Cuadrado. He plays with a passion.
How about Allegri's boy, De
Sciglio?
He put on a bit of weight. I don't know if you guys saw it.
The next Christian Maldini, not Paolo.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you again, Jan, for. But guys, please, for Jan at busted culture tweets, if you find any of them, we like to compilate them, have a few laughs at the end of these podcasts. Yeah, Nathan, we could definitely use Cuadrado as the right wing.
Definitely.
So even Dybala, Dybala could come on.
It's his salary. Even if he was injured, if his salary wasn't so high, I would want to take a guy like Dybala. But at that price, you can't justify it with the financial problems that a team is having. 10 million a year.
I'm gonna finish off with this one, and I know there's a lot of Milan Twitter is horrible, a lot of negativity. Guys, we good to criticize our team, but you look at Patreon, 2-3 questions. You look at Twitter, 2-3 questions. You look at live viewers, 40, 50, 55. When we're winning, we're high. Gentlemen, I'm gonna show you what was sent to us from Milan Club Dublin. alla morte. Fino alla morte, these colors. So we can criticize. We went through all this banter years. We need to believe, right? Let's get together. Let's support this team, because if we keep on shitting on him, what's going to happen? Keep on supporting, guys. Fino alla morte. Some teams want to say fino alla fine, fino alla morte for il caro
No,
Milan.
it's fino al confine for Juventus, because outside of Italy, non fanno nugats.
Steve, any closing remarks before we let everybody go? Happy Easter to everybody. We're going to be talking to each other next Monday, but other than that,
The best thing to happen to Milan this weekend is Ferrari winning the Australian Grand Prix. That saved them tons of negative press in Gazzetta dello Sport.
that's the one way how to look at it. But yeah,
The second best thing to happen to Milan is the game is on Friday. Just go back to training. I don't know. Bring in someone for, I don't know, some kind of ritual, goal scoring ritual. I don't know what you guys do. Burn a ball, blow up a ball, do something. Find some kind of old remedy.
They have to sacrifice the goat or something now for Easter.
Or I would put everybody in a line and just continuously give them balls that they just need to finish in the net in the final third. My concentration would be as coach, just final third and what you guys want to do. If you have to come up with even set plays, come up with set plays, which freaks me out, because with someone like Giroud, I've never seen them do a flick on from a corner. It's almost like we're scared to do that, like to get into a dangerous position. We want him to always be at like in that 6-yard box and have that header on goal. Why don't we start bringing him to the first post and flicking it on to someone at the back post? Like, those are just simple things that I would like to see to change it up a bit so that we're not too predictable. Because or else with someone like Bremer, you saw a center back like that, it's very hard for Giroud to get on top of those balls. And like Jan said earlier, he looks like someone from The Walking Dead, where just everybody's climbing on top of him.
guys, how do we usually vote? Because they're asking who won the busted tweet of the week. Do they usually vote on the comments? Does Presidente tabulate? Do we declare a winner?
Comments.
They could vote in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, this week was a very sane weekend for what
Yeah.
I saw. Besides I'm not going to start posting tweets of Napoli fans arguing about freaking.
No. So if we go back,
they're all busted. And honestly, like all the Milan tweets that were there about a penalty shot, I couldn't put them all. But these ones here were the ones that were a bit. I don't know. Chris, I don't want to make him a busted tweet. It's just, bro, you got to get a better.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to go with this one here. I think out of
I
the
think the
four,
first
this one
one, yeah.
here, it's gotta be like, that they need Juventus to be dominant once again. Can we go with the first one, Steve? Are you good with the first one?
I'm good with that one.
Yeah,
I would even give it to because Chris just doesn't make sense. This one, he's at least half right in the first one. We can't give it to him. He's half right.
Can't spell Napoli without bottle. But maybe he was troll. I just.
He was trolling, but it was just poorly executed. Like, you got to at least come up with a word that kind of like,
Yeah, Jamie's calling you out, man.
Jamie, no.
No. So, guys, please help Jan. You know what? We're going to go.
And we need people to help us, because from our accounts there, the algorithm just keeps on bringing us Juventus fans, to be honest with you. It's getting a bit boring.
It's getting a bit boring.
So I'm voting for the first one. Steve, you're voting for Chris with his
Chris,
bottle.
I have no idea what he's trying to say. It's absolutely terrible trolling, and plus we give Steven some more time with his faceless.
With the faceless.
With the faceless, yeah. And Jan, are you going with number 1, number 2, 3, 4?
I think it's between 1 and 3. But Chris, it's all in good fun. Don't take it badly, but bro, you gotta just work on these words a bit better. Like, play some Scrabble or something. I don't know.
All right, so looks like number 3, Chris, you're winning the busted cultural tweet of the week. Gentlemen, remember Friday, don't eat any meat. If not, we're going straight to hell. I will try to get, I do work, guys, unlike some people. If not, we will do a group therapy session before the Coppa Italia. We'll see what we can do. Gentlemen, enjoy your long weekends. Enjoy your families. Ovunque e sempre.
Forza
Forza
Milan!
Milan.
Ciao, guys.